Welcome to today's class. Myself, K. Manjula, Assistant Professor of Physics, Dr. BRR Government Degree College, Jadchalra, Mahbub Nagar District. Coming to today's class, in this class, I am going to discuss about these contents you are observing, that is variable mass system and isolated systems also, and some problems based on momentum and kinetic energy, as we have completed the concepts of this momentum and kinetic energy. Let us discuss step by step. That is, first first of all, let us take the isolated system and variable mass system. Coming to isolated systems, naturally in classical mechanics, the systems which we are considering are considered to be isolated systems only. That means the definition how we understand that is the systems for which total mass is constant. These types of systems are called as a isolated system. Suppose a car is moving. Suppose this is a car. A car is moving like this. When the car is moving, we consider that the mass of this car is constant. That is, m is equal to constant, because there is no change in the mass of that car. Similarly, a train is moving. Similarly, a cycle is moving like this. So, what is its means when the car is in motion, when the bus is in motion, just we concentrate on its what is the acceleration, what is the external force acting on this system. That means we discuss all the properties of motion, that is acceleration, initial velocity, final velocity, external force, so many things by considering the mass of this system is constant. So these types of systems are known as isolated systems. That is, example means in classical mechanics we consider the mass of the bodies, particles, systems are constant. So that is about isolated system. For isolated system, we use this simply Newton's second law, that is the force acting upon that system, that is F is equal to ma, because m in that equation m is constant. So for isolated systems, the force can be calculated by the Newton's second law, that is ma. But coming to another type of system, that is variable mass system, then in those cases this force, external force may be, that is this external force changes into another equation. So by using this Newton's second law, for isolated system cannot valid to calculate the external force in case of variable mass systems. So that is the meaning of this isolated systems, and that is the difference of this isolated system and variable mass system. So that is about a isolated system. Coming to the variable mass system, just opposite to this isolated system, that is the systems whose mass is continuously changing with respect to the time, that is known as a variable mass system. The systems where the changing of mass occurs, that is known as a variable mass system. Because the best example for this variable mass system, we consider this motion of rocket is the best example for the variable, because as the rocket say this is a rocket, as the rocket moves upward direction, its mass varies according to the time, because most of the mass is in the form of fuel only. So as the fuel burns, the rocket moves in upward direction. So automatically the mass of the rocket system changes with respect to the time. So we take motion of rocket is the best example for the variable mass system. So the definition of this variable mass system, that is the systems whose mass continuously varies over a period of time are called as variable mass systems. In this one, because the mass is changing, depending upon the changing means mass may be increases, mass may be decreases. So if the system mass is increasing, then the rate change of mass, that is the change in mass, is dm. Rate change means that is dm by dt. Dm by dt can be taken as positive when the mass is increasing. Suppose say when the mass is decreasing, as the system is moving, if the mass decreasing, then the rate change of mass can be taken as, that is dm by dt can be taken as negative, because that is mass varies. If it increases, that will be positive. If decreases, that will be negative. So this is about the variable mass system. So we have to modify this F is equal to ma equation in the case of variable mass system. So let us derive a equation for this variable mass system. So see here, this is the in this slide you are observing variable mass system. So for this here, say this is a rocket. The rocket is moving in upward direction, whereas the gases are expelling from the nozzle in downward direction. Say this is the action, and for every action there is a opposite and a reaction. Due to this reaction force, rocket moves in upward direction. So this is the means this motion of rocket we are taking as a example, as an example for the variable mass system. So this, say this, the mass of the rocket is m, and it is moving with velocity, say that is v. Here the mass of the expelled gases, that is mass of the ejecting gases, so that say that is delta m. These are ejecting with velocity u. So these are the preliminary things we have to know to derive the equation of variable mass system. So that is most here why we are considering the motion of rocket is the best example for this variable mass system is that just now I told that most of the mass of a rocket is it's a fuel only. So as the fuel burns, what happens? The pressure in this chamber here, as the that is as the fuel burns in this chamber, the gases comes out from the nozzle with high speed due to the high pressure in the chamber. So this is in the form of, this is nothing but action. So the gases are applying some force in the downward air. So that is action. Due to every action according to Newton's third law, because rocket works, the principle involved in the motion of the rocket is Newton's third law. So the when as long as the gases expelled from the nozzle of the this rocket, the rocket moves in upward direction due to the reaction force. So that is that's what in reaction means this is action. In reaction to this, rocket moves in opposite means upward direction to the direction of the gases. This is the how the rocket moves depending upon the Newton's third law. So let us calculate here, as this is two bodies we are, that is rocket in upward direction and gases. So what is the total momentum of the that is rocket system, and what is the total momentum of the gas system? So by Newton's third law, by the what is the external force acting upon this system, that is just we use the Newton's second law to derive the equation, but we have to some modify that equation. So for that purpose, let us see again now. See here, I am showing in this slide you are observing this is a variable system in same that above figure. This is before, when the rocket system is in initial position. So that is, this is before, and this is after, when the rocket is moving. So that is this is say this is the total the initial momentum of the rocket system, that is say that is p1. Say this is the final momentum of the rocket when the rocket is moving. So for that, what are the preliminary things? Just let us discuss. Say, consider at a time t, the rocket mass is, say what is the mass of the rocket? Say that is m. Next, what is the velocity of the rocket at this time? Means at time t with respect to initial frame. Say this initial frame, the velocity of rocket is, say you are observing in the slides, this is the velocity of the rocket. Next, when the rocket moves on, when the rocket is in motion, what happens? Means after delta t seconds, at time t, this is the condition, this is the position, this is the situation of the motion of the rocket here, this figure. After delta t seconds, here after delta t seconds, this is the condition, this is the situation. So after delta t seconds, what happens is, see the gases of mass delta m, this is the mass of the gases, this is the gas. Because as long as the gases are ejecting from the nozzle, the rocket moves in upward direction. So the what is the mass of this ejecting gases? Say that is delta m. Okay, so then what is the velocity of these gases? It means they rush out with some velocity, with high speed. So that is, this is u is the velocity of the gases. So delta m is the mass of the gases, ejecting gases. Similarly, u is the velocity of the ejecting gases. So now let us calculate what is the external force. If the body is moving, when the body is in motion, according to Newton's second law, perhaps there may be external force compulsory. That external force can be equal to rate change of that movement, rate change of movement. So just we are calculating that one external force. For that purpose, what is the external? Sir, here we are considering this external force is nothing but a gravitational force. When the rocket moves in upward direction, automatically the external force is, the gravitational force acts on this one. Because if this is a rocket, the rocket moves in upward direction, the gravitational force, that is here. See, after that is we are calculating the external force, that is the next step. So for external force, rate change of momentum. What is the initial momentum? That is simple. Initial momentum you are observing in this first, this slide. This is the initial momentum of this system p1. Say this is the final momentum of the system, say that is p2. So just calculate p1 and p2 in delta t second. The change in momentum occurs in delta t seconds. So that's what we are calculating at a time t. Initial momentum p1 is equal to what? The mass into velocity, that is m into v. So that is m into v. Next, after delta t seconds means we are considering that is t plus delta t. Final momentum can be written as, that is same, that is mass into velocity. What is the mass of this system? After ejecting some mass, then remaining mass will be m minus delta m. So that is m minus delta m is the remaining mass in the rocket. Next, what is its velocity? The velocity of rocket is nothing but as the mass decreases, automatically velocity increases. So v plus some increment in the velocity, say that is delta v. So this is the, so coming to the final momentum, p2 must be equal to mass into velocity. That is means we have to write the total momentum of this system, this plus this. So for that purpose, m minus delta m into v plus delta v, plus again we have to add the delta m into u. This is the total momentum we are writing. So this is the initial momentum, this is the final momentum. So this is the final momentum p2. Next here, what is delta V is? It is nothing but an increment as mass decreases. Means rate change of mass is decreasing. So we have to consider in this case dm by dt as negative. Just now we discussed about this one. If the mass decreases, then it should be taken as a negative. If the mass increases, it should be taken as a positive. So here, so that is then nothing but delta V is the increasing in its velocity or increment. So therefore next step, just calculate the external force. How we calculate the external force? Same, by using the Newton's second law, rate change of momentum. So rate change of momentum, that is dp by dt delta p by delta t. That is dp means it is nothing but p2 minus p1 by, that is delta t. Just to substitute the p2 value and p1 value. So coming to the next slide. So that is, see, you are observing here the derivation part of this variable mass system equation. P2 minus, see, P2 minus P1 by delta t. Substitute the values. P2 means, that is m minus delta m, m minus delta m into V plus delta V plus delta m into u minus mv. This is the P1. This is P1. The total is, this is P2. That is P2 minus P1 by, that is delta t. So this is the external force. Simplify this equation by multiplying this one, m, that is m delta V by delta t, this equation, m delta V by delta t, plus by taking delta m by delta t as a common, we get minus V minus delta V plus u. Okay, next step, just we are simplifying this equation. So that is F external force, the means net force acting upon this rocket system is m delta V by delta t, again delta m by delta t. Here this can be written as u minus of, minus taking as a common, V plus delta V. Next here, just now we discussed that this delta m can be taken as a negative because the mass is decreasing with respect to time. So the equation becomes F external force, that is F external force m delta V by delta t. Here delta m should be taken as a minus delta m by delta t, u minus V plus delta V as it is. Here suppose as one case we are considering, as delta t tends to 0, if time is less, the change in velocity also very less. So that should be also considered to be, that is 0. Substituting this one, the equation changes to this equation, delta V substituting 0, that is F external force is equal to m dV by dt minus, means we are converting the delta into completed, that is dm by dt into u minus v. That delta V is equal to 0. So that is F external force, again repeating this equation, F external force is equal to m dV by dt minus dm by dt into u minus v. Just expand this equation, we get F external force is equal to m dV by dt plus v dm by dt minus this one, v dm by dt minus u dm by dt. Here the velocities, the v is the velocity of the rocket system, u is the velocity of the ejecting gases. So just to consider the relative velocity of the gases with respect to the rocket. So that is, if we consider u minus v, this is nothing but a u relative. So that is u minus v is considered to be a ur. the relative velocity of gases with respect to the rocket. So if we substitute that one also, this equation changes to another. Next here, so final equation can be written. This is nothing but this is the variable mass equation, or in another way we can write this equation as, see here, see this equation, F external force. This can be written as the derivation of d by dt of mv minus u dm by dt. So just a minute. See here. So this is the final equation of the variable mass system. So that is Fa, the external force acting upon the variable mass system, is equal to d by dt of mv minus u dm by dt. So this actually this is nothing but this d by dt of by observing this equation, what we understand that d by dt of mv is nothing but d by dt of so that is m. If we take this equation, that is d by dt of first term, d by dt of mv, that is m dv by dt, that is it is nothing but ma, dv by dt is nothing but a. That means F external force is equal to ma. Up to this, so this is valid for only the isolated. In the absence of u dm by dt is equal to 0. But after modifying that ma equation, we have to subtract this term. So that is, what is the term you have to subtract to get a variable mass equation, that is minus u dm by dt. So this is the actual variable mass system equation. By using this we can calculate the external force acting on any variable mass system. So this is the variable mass system equation. By this equation we can get the external force for isolated systems also. So let us see how. See, let us use that variable mass equation to isolated system. That is for the systems with a constant mass. That is isolated system is nothing but m is equal to constant. So that is, if m is equal to constant, that is dm by dt is equal to 0. Just to substitute this equation, what happens? See here in this equation, just now, if we substitute if you substitute this dm by dt is equal to 0, what we get? That is d by dt of mv. D by dt of, that is m, by taking m as a common, so that is m into dv by dt. So that is m dv by dt is nothing but ma. Again we are getting the our isolated equation, isolated system equation. This is nothing but a Newton's second law. So this is how we get the Newton's our isolated system equation from the variable mass system equation. See, so if dm by dt is equal to 0, the equation converts into, that is external force acting on variable mass system, sorry, external force acting on isolated mass system is nothing but d by dt of mv. This again we can write this one as, write it as, this is m dv by dt, it is nothing but ma. So this is already a well-known equation, that is Newton's second law of motion. So md means to calculate the only the difference between isolated system. For isolated system, if external force can be calculated with ma equation. For this is isolated. For variable mass system, this external force can be calculated by ma, that is m dv by dt minus u here, just this equation, minus u dm by dt. We have to subtract this equation, only that difference. So this is Newton's second law from that variable mass system. Next another form of this equation in terms of relative velocity, let us see. By this by above equation we can write this m dv by dt as, that is f external minus v dm by dt plus u dm by dt. Next, this equation in turn, m dv by dt is equal to F external force by taking dm by dt as a common, that is dm by dt into u minus v. Here m dv, next another step, m dv by dt is equal to, this is already external force, plus u minus v is nothing but a relative velocity of the ejecting gases with respect to the rocket. So that can be represented by u relative dm by dt. Here what is the meaning of this m dv by dt? It is nothing but m dv by dt as the rocket. So this is the rocket. As the rocket moves in upward direction, if we want to calculate the instantaneous force, then by using this equation we can calculate the instantaneous force acting upon that rocket. So that is here u relative into dm by dt, it is nothing but a reaction, which this reaction, normal reaction, is known as a thrust on the rocket. Thrust is nothing but a reaction. The gases are expelled from the nozzle, that is in the form of action. Due to this action, the reaction acts on the rocket. The reaction is nothing but a thrust. That is, thrust is due to the relative velocity of the two velocity, that is u real dm by dt can be substituted as a thrust. So on substituting this one, f this equation, so that is this equation in turns, that is m dv by dt is equal to external force plus f reaction. This can be written as f external force plus thrust. You can write this equation also. So that is the, this is the this is also very mass equation, variable mass system equation to calculate the instantaneous force at any time. So this is this is the final equation in the case of this one. It means this instantaneous force must be equal to the external addition of external force and the reaction force. So this is about the variable mass system and how we calculate the external force and the variable mass system. Let us try to solve some problems, that is momentum and kinetic energy relation. So let us take a first problem, that is find the, as you are observing, just see this problem. Find the momentum of an electron with kinetic energy 100 electron volts. This is just is asking momentum. He is giving a information about kinetic energy. So he is giving kinetic energy. Kinetic energy is given. He is asking about momentum. So to solve this problem, we have to use the relation between kinetic energy and the momentum. That is nothing but Ke is equal to P square by 2m. By using this formula, we can solve. This is the solution of, that is the steps of problem how to solve. So this Ke is equal to P square. Let us see what is given and convert those values into same units. Say mass of the electron is given 9.1 into 10 to the power minus 28 actually, but averagely we are considering that is 9 into minus 28 grams. Similarly is giving a kinetic energy 100 electron volts. We know that 1 electron volt is 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19 joules. Convert these joules into ergs. 1 joule is equal to 10 to the power 7 ergs. So therefore on substituting we get the, in terms of ergs, 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 12 ergs. Substitute this one, that is of mv square. Kinetic energy is equal to, we get it as 1.6 into 10 to the power minus of, that is 100 electron volts. 100 into 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 12. We get the kinetic energy. The same, that is the relation between kinetic energy and momentum. use this formula. That means p square by 2m must be equal to 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 10. Again substitute this m value, mass of the electron. You get p square is equal to 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 10 into 2 into 9 into 10 to the power minus 28. Simplifying, 1.6 into 18 into 10 to the power minus 38. By taking root, we get the final answer as 5.37 into 10 to the power 19 grams centimeter per second. This is the method of how to solve this problem. Simply, that is, use this formula, that is Ke is equal to p square by 2. Next, coming to second problem, that is here. Observing, see, the car and truck masses are 4,000 kilograms and 10,000 kilograms respectively. He is asking at what speed of a truck does its momentum equal to momentum of car traveling with a speed of 30 meters per second. In this problem only another one is asking, that is, at what speed of truck does its kinetic energy equal to kinetic energy of a car traveling with a speed of 30 meter per second. Here in the first case he is giving information momentums of car and trucks are equal. In the second case, kinetic energy of a truck and car are equal. So just to equate the momentums of the two systems, that is car and trucks, equal, we get the answer for the first problem, and by equating kinetic energy in second case we get the speed in terms in the second case. Let us see. See here, the truck velocity, say, that is v. Momentum of truck, it is nothing but mv. M is given 10,000 into v. Similarly, momentum of car, same also, that is mass into velocity. Mass 4,000 into 30. So he is giving the momentums are equal, momentum of car and momentum of truck. So by equating this step, 10,000 into v is equal to 4,000 into 30. So that v is equal to, by solving this we get 2, that is 12 meter per second. Next, to solve second bit, similarly, by equating the kinetic energies of truck and kinetic energy of the car of mv square formula. So that is, say, that is, this is the kinetic energy of the truck of mv square and this is the kinetic energy of the car. So by equating this one, that is half cancelled. By solving this equation we get v1 square is equal to 360. So v1 is equal to 18.97 meter per second. So this is one type of problem, how the kinetic energy and momentum related are. Next, take another problem, that is, this is depending upon the impulse. See here the problem, a 1 kg ball, see, 1 minute, okay. A 1 kg ball drops vertically on the floor with a speed of 25 meter per second. It rebounds with an initial speed of 10 meter per second. Then he is asking, that is, what impulse acts on the ball during contact and the ball making contact. Here the ball making contact for 0.02 seconds. Next, in second bit he is asking, what is the average force extended on the floor. Here impulse, the problem is based on another, that is impulse he is asking. Impulse is nothing but that is impulsive force, that is change in momentum only. So that So that is during impact the ball drops vertically on the floor. So this is the ball vertically on the floor with a speed of 25 meter per second, and it rebounds initial speed of 10 meter per second. So due to the contact between floor and the ball, that is impulsive force can be equal to change in momentum. So this can be written as this, again this change in momentum I is equal to change in momentum, that is p1 minus p2 must be equal to force into time. So this is the impulse equation. By using this formula we can, impulse is nothing but change in moment, just a change, calculate the change, that is m into v1 minus v2. M is nothing but 1, v1 it is 25, v1 is 25, and v2 it rebounds, its direction changes, so that's what we take v2 as a minus 10. So minus of minus 10, that is plus, so that is 35 kg meter per second. This again equal to F into T, is asking about the force also, average force. So that's what F dt, this must be equal to F dt is equal to 35, because impulse is nothing, impulse again equal to Ft into, sorry, Ft is equal to, I is equal to, impulse is equal to force into time, and again that must be equal to change in momentum, that is p1 minus p2. So that's what, so that is F dt is equal to 35, average force is nothing but 35 by dt is giving, that is 0.02, substituting we get a 1750 newtons. Similarly, based on the same concept, another problem is also there. So that is fourth problem, same formula. A 150 grams ball moving at a 12 meter per second hits a bat and rebounds with a velocity of 20 meter per second. If the duration of collision is 0.001 second, calculate the average force extended on the ball by the bat. Same formula, just what is v1 you have to see, what is the initial velocity, final velocity, impulse, change in momentum, and then next average force. Same method, right? So you get answer 4800 newtons. So this is about today's class. Let us recall about today's class, what we have learnt, that is so in this class mainly we discussed about the variable mass systems and calculation of external force acting on the variable mass system. So here systems may be considered depending upon the changing of mass. These are of two types, that is isolated system. These are of two types, that is isolated system and variable mass system. The systems for total mass should be constant, where the change of mass does not occurs, that is known as isolated system. Where the mass is continuously varies with respect to time, these types of systems are called variable mass system. The best example for this variable mass system is motion of rocket. Why we consider this rocket as a variable mass system is, most of the mass of the rocket is its fuel only. So as rocket is in motion, its mass decreases rapidly, so that this is the, as the mass decreases, this rate change of mass taken to be as a positive, decreases. So here with the mass is increases, the dm by dt is to be taken as a positive. When the mass decreases, that should be taken as a negative. Let us derive the equation for the variable mass system equation. See here, this is the variable mass system equation. Before, this is the initial condition of the rocket system. This is the initial momentum of the system, say that is p1. When the rocket is moving after delta t seconds, suppose after delta t seconds rocket moves, what is the final momentum? So that is p2. So this is P1 and P2. Next, what is the external force acting on this system? Just only this formula. F external force is nothing but that is rate change of moment, delta P by delta T. Delta P is nothing but that is P2 minus P1 by delta T. Here P2 is nothing but this is mass into velocity plus this mass means m into, here you are observing P2, m minus delta m into v plus delta m into u, this total moment, minus P1 means m into v only. So substituting you get, so this is the external force acting on the variable mass system. Substituting these values P2 and P1, you get this equation. Finally you get the equation for this external force as a external force m dv by dt plus v dm by dt minus u dm by dt. Here u minus v is taken to be relative velocity. So for this equation in turn writes in this form, in this equation. This is the final equation. F external force is equal to d by dt of mv minus u dm by dt. This is the external force acting upon the variable mass system. So if it is applied to isolated mass system, what happens is this dm by dt can be 0 because there is no change in mass in case of isolated system. If we substitute this as a 0, we get that is the remaining term is F external force is equal to d by dt of mb, which in turn is equal to ma. So that is the Newton, which is Newton's second law. So this is the this is, as in this you are observing the same in this slide. So that is, so this is the Newton's second law for isolated system. In terms of thrust, we can write this equation as that is here. This u minus v into dm by dt is nothing but a reaction force. This is considered to be as a thrust. So on substituting, we get that is m dv by dt is equal to F external force and F reactions. So this is in terms of thrust. That is, this m dv by dt is nothing but by is the instantaneous force acting on the rocket. Suppose when rocket is moving at some place, this is a rocket, this rocket is moving at some place, we want to calculate it. After some time t, we calculate its what force is acting on that rocket system. By using this equation, we can calculate the instantaneous force acting on the rocket. This is the variable mass system here, and some problems already we have done. That is, these are the, try to solve some more problems so that you get some idea to do problems. These are the problems. Tomorrow continue our lesson. This is our today's class.